And the first thing that we're going to deal with this is dealing with deposits.
Can I have a pencil? I don't think I have one.
Okay, the first thing that we're going to deal with is how to make a deposit. Okay, so when we're looking at deposits, okay, the reading goes on to say a deposit consists of checks, currency, or coins put into a bank account. The phrase "for deposit only" and the account number should be written on the back of a check. This ensures that the check cannot be cashed by someone else if it is lost or stolen. Your employer can also make a direct deposit of your check. This is the deposit directly transferred from your employer's checking account to your checking account. Those of you who work, do you have direct deposit? Some of you have that already. Right now, with this day and age, with technology and whatnot, if I wrote you a check, you can actually put on the back of it, sign it, and then you can put, I think for electronic deposit, right on the underneath the line on them like that. Take a picture of the front, take a picture of the back, and if you have an app for your bank, it will deposit it in there without you ever actually going to the bank for that check anymore. Okay? So like the other day, we got a check for, I think it was for $100 for something for from a friend of ours that we borrowed them something, or I think it was for a concert ticket or something. We just put it on our card, so they just gave us the money for it. All we did was we signed the back, put for online deposit, took a picture of the front, picture of the back, and it was in our account within minutes. So that's something that's relatively new nowadays. Another way to make a deposit is use an automated teller machine, an ATM. You know, we have one downstairs. You can make deposits on that too, which performs basic banking functions such as handling check deposits or issuing cash withdrawals. To use an ATM, you'll need an ATM card and a personal identification PIN number. Okay? If you don't have a checking account, this is what they look like. Looks like a credit card. This is my ATM card. Okay? I can use it as a debit card or I can use it as a credit card. But I have a personal PIN number that when I go downstairs, if I need to get cash, I put the card in, I type in my code, and then they'll ask me what I want to do. Okay? The card allows you access to your bank account and deposit your checks into a machine. Business owners should always deposit all money received in order to establish what accountants call a money trail. This should always deposit all money received, currency, coins, and checks, and they separately withdraw cash for the businesses. So on that particular note, if you guys do anything with your cash drawers at your work, somebody has to count the money, and then it usually goes into a bag, and then that bag usually goes either into a safe or into the bank where you have to drop it off. Okay? And they're usually locked bags. But the deposit that we're going to use for the formula for total deposit is going to equal currency. Does anybody know what currency is? Money, cash, physical dollars. Okay? Coins. Do you guys know what coins are? I hope so. Plus any checks. And then you're going to minus out any cash received. Okay, so for instance, if I have a deposit and I want cash, okay? So for instance, if I have, let's say I wanted to go deposit a check for $500, but I wanted to keep $50 back for myself just to have physical cash on my person. That would be a cash receipt, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the cash plus any coins plus any checks and then minus the cash received. Coins. Most banks nowadays, they have a coin separator in their lobby, and what they do is you put the money in, it counts it all up for you as it's working, and then it spits out a receipt, and then you take the receipt right to the teller, and that tells them how much it is. And any coins that were in there that did not transfer or did not count, it kicks it back to you. This summer I went on a trip, and what I did is I took my change jars, which I have a bunch of them, but I took 3 out of my change jars and put that in the cash machine, got like almost $300 out of it. Which then, there were some coins that got spit back at me because they were Canadian. Sorry, Riley. But they were, hold on. Hello? Oh, no, I forgot to ask Bree. Okay. Thanks, Liz. Yep, bye. Okay, so anyway, that was one of the things that I did, is that I put all my change in this machine, and all it did was it counted it all for me, it gave me a receipt, and then I went up to the teller. They don't do it anymore, at least at my bank, and I bank at Gate City. Okay, so that's one of the things with coins, is that it can actually do it for you, so you don't have to physically count them yourself. It's kind of nice. So on page 180, number 1 says, Emily Anderson deposits include 2 checks that are $231.09 and $987.67. So first of all, we have 2 checks. The first check is $231.09, and the second check is $987.67. Now, one of the things that I do, and I hope you guys realize this, is that I like to list out everything individually. So I don't add the checks total first and then put them down. I like to just do it at one time like that, rather than or both list them out, just so that way I can account for everything. Okay? Then it goes on to say that she had 9 $1 bills. So, how much money is 9 $1 bills? $9, right. Stop it. 9 times $1, okay? Then, it also goes on to say 9 $5 bills. How much is a $5 bill worth? $5. 9 times 5. What's 9 times 5? 45. Then it goes on to say 8 $10 bills. How much is a $10 bill worth? 10. So what's 8 of them worth? 80. Good. Then it goes on to say, and here's the part that most people start to mess up. It says 14 quarters. How much is a quarter worth? 25 cents, not $25. Okay, and the reason why I bring that out is because what do you think people messed up? They don't put the decimal in. So 25 cents is 0.25. What is 14 times 0.25? $3.50. Then it goes on to say 25 dimes. How much is a dime worth? 10 cents. Good. What's 25 times 0.10? $2.50, I believe, right? Okay. Then it goes on to say you have 18 nickels. How much is a nickel worth? 5 cents, correct. What's 18 times 0.05? $0.90. Thanks, Anna. Then it also says that you have 64 pennies. So 64 times 1 cent. What's 64 times a penny? I'll help you out. 64 cents. Right? Okay. Then it goes on to say that she received $40 cash. What does it mean by received? Okay, it does not say that I'm going to add $40 in there. When it says that she received $40 cash from the deposit, that means I want to take 40 bucks out. Okay, this is the total deposit, but we have to minus out how much money? How much is she keeping? 40 bucks. So now all those numbers were added, and then we have to subtract out a $40 bill. So, on your calculators, you're going to take 231.09 plus 987.67 plus 9 plus 45 plus 80 plus 350 plus 250 plus 90 cents plus 64 cents minus 40. And whatever you get there, that's your final answer. So, grabbing my calculator, I'll do it too. Just because 231.09 plus 987.67 plus 9 plus 45 plus 80 plus $3.50 plus $2.50 plus 90 cents plus 64 minus 40. I know what I got. Anybody else get something? Anna got $1,320.30. Did anybody else get that number? Kylie did. I did too. So if we have 3 of us that got it, yay team. And we got it. Again, all I'm going to do is I like to list out everything that I did. Now, on a deposit slip, by the way, it does not have room for adding all this stuff up. They will have separate lines for checks. So you can add in checks. I think you can actually put 3 on the front and there's 10 spaces on the back. But then the cash, you actually would have to have totaled that up. Okay, on a normal deposit slip. But for us, we're just going to list everything out. Number 2. Jacob Thomas. He teaches downstairs. Has a deposit of 2 checks of $341.79 and $17.96. In cash, he's got 31 $1 bills. How much money is that? Sorry, I misspoke. 35 $1 bills. 35. Good job, Matt. Proud of you. Now it goes on to say that we have 17 $5 bills. So what do you do to find out how much cash that is total? You multiply 17 times 5. What's 17 times 5? 85. Then it goes on to say 44 $10 bills. So what's 44 times 10? 440. Then it also says 54 quarters. How much is a quarter worth? 25 cents. So what's 54 times 0.25? 13.50. Then it goes on to say 36 dimes. Dime is worth 10 cents. So what's 36 times 0.1? $3.60. Thank you, Tanner. Way to take charge. Then it also says 32 nickels. How much is 32 nickels? $1.60? $1.60. Then it also says 21 pennies. How much is 21 pennies? 21 cents. Now here's the one thing that they don't say about Jacob Thomas. He didn't take any cash out. So that means, do we have to subtract anything from this total? No. So now I'm going to start adding those up. I got 341.79 plus 17.96 plus 35 plus 85 plus 440 plus 13.5 plus 3.6 plus 1.6 plus 0.21. Survey says, anybody know?
938.
That's what I got too. 938 and 66 cents. What do you guys think of this deposit stuff? Now, I'm going to be honest with you, the most things that you guys get wrong as a student, honestly, it's not so much with this part. It's not so much with this part. It's when you start getting down to the change is when you get screwed up. Make sure that when it says quarter, you don't multiply it by 25. You multiply it by 0.25. When it says nickel, you don't multiply it by 5, you multiply it by 0.05. How much it's worth. Not 5, not 1, not 25, not 10. But 0.25, 0.1, 0.05. Because that will be the difference. Some of you would have had a way bigger number than $937 or $38 if you wouldn't have put that in change format. Okay? Then, it goes on to say a couple other things. For those, and actually we're going to be okay. If you look at number 5, for instance, here's what it gives you is it gives you a little chart. It says currency. What's currency again? What do you mean by money? Cash. Like this. This is paper money. This is currency. Okay? Huh? It's $1.
Every dollar counts.
Yeah, okay. But currency is dollars. Coins are actual coins, which I don't have any on me. I never keep any in my pocket anyway. But coins are well, you know what a coin is. Okay? So, on the chart, if you look on 5 through 14, if it doesn't have a number in the spot, that means you don't have any of those. Okay? So on number 5, for instance, do you see where it's got nothing in the dimes, nothing in the nickels, and nothing in the pennies? That means you didn't have any of them. You're not finding those. That means you just didn't have any of those. Okay? So what you have to do, you're not on 5 through 14, you're not taking 12 plus 11 plus 8 plus 11 plus 18 plus the checks. If you do that, you're way off. Because it says on the top of there, in the first column, it says tens. You have 12 tens. How much is 12 tens worth? 120 bucks. Okay? So keep that in mind when you're doing the chart. All right? All you're going to figure out is how much was the deposits. So on page 181, you're going 5 through 18.